Hey, thanks for joining me. Today we are in the shop. We're doing something a little different. As you might know, I got into hunting a little while ago, and it's always been something that I wanted to do. But today we're going to take my Ruger American 308 and transform it by putting it on a TRYBE Defense chassis. There aren't a lot of videos on this particular chassis out there, but I'm really interested in it because it's a really good budget chassis system, and everything that I've read, it really is going to increase my accuracy, increase my getting the shots on target, and it's super easy to install. So hopefully this video helps you guys. I am not a gunsmith. I've built a few firearms, but this is something that they say anybody can do. So I'm anybody, so let's see if we can do it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is take the action and the barrel off of this gun. Now, the instructions say that we can keep the scope on, which is great. It should still be level and centered and zeroed and everything. So, okay, so first thing we're gonna do is I've got the rifle in my gun vise here, and you're gonna need a 3/16 bit. And we're gonna take this thing out with an Allen wrench. There's an action screw in the front and an action screw in the back, and they're all torqued to, it should be torqued to between 55 and 60 pounds per inch pounds, not foot pounds, inch pounds. So we're just going to take these two bolts out. We'll need a torque wrench when we get the action going for the chassis, but for the moment we're just going to need this guy here. So hopefully this is going to work. It's pretty close to hunting season, and I want to get this thing out to the range and really check it out and get it going. So I've been really interested in these precision rifles. I almost pulled the trigger on a really expensive rifle, the Sig Cross, which is a really exciting, interesting looking rifle, but I didn't want to spend the $2,000. So this chassis retails, I think I got it on sale for under 300 bucks. So it's definitely affordable. So if you take my $400 rifle, there we go. And there's the chassis. There's the, so we got the barrel and the action sitting right here. And I may or may not take this camo wrap off. I haven't decided yet, but it's all in one piece. One thing we are going to do though, there is a little Allen wrench here in the front that adjusts the trigger pull. So out of the box, I think this is a 5-pound trigger pull, but from what I understand, if we take out this or loosen this Allen head here in the front, it'll drop it down to a 2-pound trigger, which would be great for me because sometimes I tend to pull the shot. So let me turn this around, get it anchored in over here. Okay, got the barrel sitting in there. I figured out the size Allen wrench we need. There's a little hole here in the front of the trigger that's 5/64 big. And if we loosen this thing up, now you can take this thing out all the way. Ruger says don't shoot with it that way, but you can take it out all the way and it's not going to bother the gun. But what I've read that you can take it out just about all the way and then tighten it back just a hair, just until you feel those threads, and that is going to help reduce that, that trigger pull. So that's essentially it. Now what we need to do is get our chassis. Well, let's take a look at this first. I mean, this thing is pretty awesome. It comes with a couple of these cheek welds here that are removable and adjustable. It's got all your action screws in here. It's all built. It's got a really well built base. This is aluminum. I got the OD green model, but it's got more of an AR style grip, and I don't know, it just looks awesome. So essentially what we need to do is just drop this thing in, and it should fit right on our action screws. That is solid. And when you mount it, you want to make sure that the barrel is pushed all the way back against the chassis. That way when there's recoil, the screws won't adjust. So then essentially we just need to put in these two screws, and we're going to tighten them with my Allen wrench just to start, and then we're going to torque them down. And the Ruger says these need to be torqued down between 60 and 65 pounds. In case you don't know it, you need a 3/16 inch bit. Now if you've got the Wheeler fat wrench like I do, 3/16 is not standard. I don't know why it's not standard, but we're going to take our torque wrench here, we're going to crank this thing up to 65. We're just going to do it to 60. How about 62 and a half? Okay. That looks right. I had to put a little extension on this so we get into the action screws here. There we go. Okay. Let's just double check them. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Look at that. How awesome is that? I can't wait to shoot this thing. Okay, so the next step, we want to install our magazine release. And so to do that, we're going to need to pull out our bolt. Got to take it off safety to do that. There we go. I'm going to put our bolt in here. Now for the magazine catch, this is the only thing I'm really disappointed in, was there's really no instructions for this magazine catch. So we're going to install it together, and we're going to figure it out. So let me get this barrel in here nice and tight. Anytime. Okay. we're going to install the magazine catch, because one of the cool things about the precision rifle, it's got a detachable magazine. That's your typical AR style magazine. You can get a 5 or a 10, but it's way better than the box magazine that comes with this with the Ruger American. So what we've got is a couple of pieces. We've got this little spring that comes here, and we've got what's called a slave pin that gets lined up with the springs. It kind of holds everything in place, so when you put it in here, it doesn't get all messed up. And then we've got the magazine release, and then we've got a permanent pin that goes in to keep everything aligned. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we get this little spring facing up, and facing up towards the top. You can see that here. Then what we want to do is take our little slave pin, and I've heard that this process is kind of a trial and error thing. So we want to get the slave pin pushed all the way through into this thing, and it holds the spring in place. And so I'm supposed to hold the thing in place. So let's get this thing through here. All right, so now we got our slave pin in. And the way this works is the ridges go towards the rear of the gun. So what you want to do now is engage that spring, push it in, and then you want to try to get everything aligned. And if you can do that, and get everything aligned in there. Oh, you got it. Got it mostly aligned. Oh, I need a little punch. Something. Give me the punch. Here we go. Come on. That one little piece does not want to push through. Oh, well. Oh, boy. Let's try that again. No wonder why these guys said it was a pain. Oh, now I can see it. I think I can see it. Oh. Well, now I can see why they don't have instructions for this thing. It's not easy, but we're gonna get it. Well, I finally got the magazine release in, and neglected to push record on the video camera, and it was such a huge pain in the neck that I'm not going to undo it. So you're just going to have to take for granted that once you put that slave pin in there and you put pressure on this trigger guard, it is a huge pain in the neck to push through. I had to get that thing lined up with a light and a little bit of a tap, tap, tap on it to finally line it up, and finally it went through. So I apologize for not getting it on camera, but here it is. It works. Let's get this thing out of here because we're essentially done. Here's what it looks like. Now, one of the best things about this gun, detachable magazine. Let's see if it works. Ah, that feels good. Magazine comes out, locks in. Oh, I already love this gun. Dang, this is going to be awesome. Okay. What else? Oh, got to put the bolt back in. Let's get the bolt going. Now I'm going to have to adjust that cheek weld a little farther forward. So the way you do that is you just pop it out. Pop it in there. That looks right to me. I like it. Okay. Pretty awesome. So check this out. Beautiful. What a transformation this made of this gun. I don't hate the camo on the barrel. I think I might keep it for now. But now let's go take this thing out to the range. See if it's held at 0. So we're at the range with our new TRYBE Defense chassis on our Ruger American 308 detachable box magazine. We're going to put some rounds through the chamber here. We're just going to check our 0, only at 50 yards, just because I want to make sure that we're close. And then we'll take it out to some distance. So let me get this thing loaded up and we're ready to go. Let's give it a ride. That felt pretty awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to play with it some more and make sure it's zeroed at 200 and 300. And we'll get this thing ready for hunting season. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is definitely an awesome upgrade for my Ruger American. And I can't wait to blast something with it.